I am standing in front of our home. I just arrived from the UK after a 2-month travel, and to my shock, just as I reported earlier, the locks to the door had been changed and an eviction notice had been posted on the door. This property was bought with my husband's sweat. It was sustained by our blood and our sweat. Yet, a woman who is not married to him, who calls herself Jenny Flom, has gone before the court, acting for another attorney called Geoffrey Muela, acting for another attorney who happens to be the plaintiff called Adeleke Omotesho, all standing on fraud to take over this property from me. This property you're seeing beside it also belongs to us. Without any notice to me, Wells Fargo took over this property and flipped it. This property had about 900,000. This one you're seeing, this one I'm showing you, had about $900,000 in equity. Wells Fargo did not pay me a dime. The last time I was on this property, the man who lives in this property beside me, I can't remember what he called his name. I was parking right here in front of the property, right here. And he harassed me. He called me names. He said, go away, we don't want you here. You're owing mortgages. We don't want you here. He went in like he was going to get a gun. I am back. My handyman brought some of my things and they are outside because the door to our home has been changed. Is this what upholding the rights of women has become in America? Is this what it has become? You decided to remove me as administrator after doing all the work, and you now brought in a woman who knows nothing about us, about our property, and said she is now administrator. But guess what? This woman has refused to post bond. Under the laws of the United States, you're supposed to post bond. So, but can I ask this question? Is it possible for a country or a law court to take over your property in the name of the fact that your husband did not leave a will and hand it over to a strange woman? You think you only deal with a strange woman when your husband is alive? My husband has gone to be with the Lord. Adeleke, who is perpetrating all this evil, was complicit in his death. He fraudulently did a document in Nigeria in my name and brought it to the US to file a motion against me, and it's been upheld. He's a man. So here we are. Those are my things right up there. As I said, I just returned. I met an eviction notice. The locks to my home has been changed. I cannot gain entrance into this home. I have labored to sustain this home. Adeleke did something very dubious, and his lawyers. They sent me a realtor as a mole. And during the time of the realtor, I experienced 2 cases of flooding that even the insurance company is refusing to pay for. 2 cases of flooding, all in a bid to stop me from selling this home. Eventually, when I was able to repair and renovate, what have they done now? They have changed the locks to my home in a country where we read the allegiance and it says that justice for all. Probably it's just justice for white. Probably it's just justice for married, or probably it's just justice for the Jews, because the realtor who defrauded me is a Jew. Jenny Flom is a Jew. I don't think this is against Jews really, but then these two have decided to act fraudulently. Geoffrey Muela knows that I did the documents in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, his certification states clearly that the only thing going on elsewhere is an application filed by the plaintiff in Nigeria. Yet, this is the 2nd year of the lawsuit where I'm being dragged around and I'm being driven to insanity. My locks has been changed. I cannot gain entrance into my home. I don't have a sweater. That's why I had to put this on. That's why I had to put on this in order to protect myself. I don't know what to do. I don't know what next. I don't know if magically the doors will open. But I am calling on the world into this matter. I am saying don't be silent when it happens to somebody else. I never in my life dreamt that I would have a situation like this on my hands. But here am I, in a country where there's supposed to be justice. I'm calling on authorities higher than the Bergen County Surrogate Court. I'm calling on the authorities higher than the appellate court to step in and stop this abuse, this emotional and physical abuse. It must end. We must have justice for widows, and probate laws must be reformed. How is it possible that this beautiful home was taken away from my hands without a single notice to me by Wells Fargo? And how is it possible that this one now is being wrestled out of my hands by a woman who claims to be a substitute administrator, but she did not post a bond? The law says if you want to administrate a property where you are not wife, you're supposed to post a bond. She has refused. The judge mentioned it, that she should apply formally. But guess what? When the judge came out with the order, that statement was missing from the order. Here am I. I'm calling on the God of Ibiyemi. I am calling on the God of Adeboye. I am calling on the God of prophets of ages past to arise and fight this battle and win, not just for me, but for all widows who have been disinherited, who have been dehumanized, who have been abused. I am calling on the world to no longer be silent, because justice must come for widows.